Hello, and welcome to EURAXESS Smart Talks.
The Smart Talks podcast series is an EU-funded EURAXESS project, which provides information and assistance to researchers at any career stage.
EURAXESS supports the European research area in its ambition to create a single, borderless market for research, innovation, and technology across the EU.
We support researchers in mobility, careers within and beyond academia, innovation, and entrepreneurship.
We strive to enhance scientific collaboration between Europe and the world.
Welcome to Smart Talks podcast, where we explore the many paths researchers take in their careers. Today, we are diving into the critical yet often overlooked world of research management. Behind every successful research project, there is a framework of strategic planning, funding acquisition, and administrative support that keeps everything running smoothly. Research managers play a key role in bridging the gap between researchers, institutions, and funding bodies, ensuring projects stay on track, comply with regulations, and maximize impact. Whether you are considering a transition into research management or just want to understand how it shapes the academic landscape, this episode is for you. Let's get started. Today, our guests are representatives from RM Roadmap Project.
Today we have guest Michael Papadopoulos, who is the managing coordinator of the Research Support Office at the Cyprus Institute. He was an active researcher for several years during and after his PhD studies, and for more than 15 years now, he has been active in research support from various positions and organizations. He currently chairs the Professional Development and Recognition Committee of EARMA, and is also actively involved in the Research Manager's Roadmap project. So, welcome, Michael. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for the opportunity and thank you.
Thank you. So, the first question would be, what are the key skills and competences needed for effective research management today?
So, before defining the skills and competences, I think we should first agree on what we mean by research management, which is a challenging task on its own. So, if we have to identify some common key skills for all research managers, I guess we would have to really zoom out and look at the role in its widest definition. Under this scope, and in very lame terms, one could say that research management is all about making the most out of each research activity. This includes maximizing operational efficiency before, during, and after every research project, as well as ensuring that research results find their way to all appropriate stakeholders and the broader community, so as to eventually have a real impact on people's lives. To perform this role, it's obviously crucial that one has strong project management skills, meaning to be able to plan, execute, and oversee research projects from start to finish, ensuring that timelines are met, resources are utilized efficiently, and so on. Understanding of fundamental project management principles is a must, whereas familiarity with project management tools can also make a difference. Secondly, I would say that leadership and team management skills also play a significant role. Being able to inspire and coordinate a team, manage conflicts, and facilitate collaboration can significantly impact the success of a research project and help maintain an active and productive research group. Next, I would say that communication skills are also very important. A good research manager should be able to clearly convey complex information to different stakeholders in the right language for every different audience to understand, whether these are fellow research managers, researchers, funding bodies, or the general public. And this also ties into having good writing skills for reports and publications. Last, but certainly not least, I would say that adaptability and continuous learning are critical skills in this fast evolving field. The landscape of research is constantly changing with new research trends, methodologies, and technologies emerging all the time. So, to stay ahead, research managers must be willing and able to adapt to these changes quickly. This means continuously updating their knowledge and skills, whether this is done through formal education on professional development courses or self directed learning. To summarize, I would say that effective research management today requires a unique combination of technical know how, organization skills, and people skills, which need to be developed during the research manager's career.
You described such a multitasking personality, translating very uh, difficult terms, maintaining to keep up with the team and communication, and being up to date of different funding opportunities, and knowing the ecosystem of institute or university. This is such a enormous, I would say, and very challenging tasks. But my next question would be: so, how do you stay updated with the latest trends and developments in research management? And I assume that everything that you have stated about these are actually the latest trends.
Include these and many more, and remaining updated is a challenge in this field because there is not much available information in the common sources that one would expect. So I would say that community engagement and networking are the two main constituents for everyone who wants to stay up on top of developments in research management. Of course, there currently exist national, formal, and informal networks and associations in several countries throughout Europe and beyond, which are excellent fora for exchanging experiences, know how, and staying updated on national developments. Now, on the European level, EARMA, which is the European Association of Research Managers and Administrators, provides the platform for community engagement through a series of thematic communities, for example, various events that are organized, workshops, and of course the annual EARMA conference, which is the largest European gathering of research managers. During the conference, one has the possibility not only to learn about the latest developments, but also actively engage and meet with peers, exchange views, experiences, and so on. So, on the more academic side, there are a few open access journals dedicated to research management and administration, where publications about the latest developments are regularly published. And although the number of such journals is still limited, which is a drawback, of course, there is a positive aspect to that, which is that one can practically read through just about everything that gets published in this domain.
This sounds, by the way, very satisfying because you constantly are out of this information flow because it is very difficult to follow up on everything what is going on, what is on the market, and what are the latest trends as well. So if in this case you can understand everything like reading through, then this is definitely not a drawback. But it would be just my comment on that. So what role do you think formal education and training play in the career of a research manager? We've already told that this is very important to understand the latest trends and follow them, but also you mentioned education, and so what could it be?
As mentioned, research management is a profession which requires a diverse set of hard skills, as we commonly refer to them, as well as a series of soft skills, which are vital for a successful project manager. Therefore, formal education and training, of course, play a crucial role in the career of a research manager. First of all, a strong educational foundation provides essential knowledge base and technical skills which are necessary to understand the technical aspects of research and allow you to make better informed decisions. Advanced degrees often offer specialized training in research methodologies or data analysis, maybe, or other subject specific theories, which are critical for overseeing complex research projects. Furthermore, formal education often includes components of critical thinking or problem solving or effective communication, all of which are vital for the role of the research manager. These skills enable a research manager not only to design and implement research strategies, but also to effectively communicate findings and implications to the diverse stakeholders. Now, training programs, both during and after formal education, I would say are equally important as they keep the research manager updated with the latest industry trends and advancement in their field. This ongoing professional development is crucial in a fast evolving landscape, ensuring that a research manager can incorporate new technologies, methodologies, and best practices into their work. Moreover, education and training contribute to the development of leadership and management skills. Research managers often need to lead teams, manage budgets, ensure adherence to legal and ethical standards, all of which require a combination of academic knowledge and practical skills that are often improved through formal training. Um, in summary, I would say that only by combining a strong educational foundation with continuous and ongoing learning and practical experience, one can become a well-rounded research manager capable of guiding their teams towards successful research outcomes.
So definitely, research managers are the leaders of the teams. Not they can be both, probably a researcher and research manager, combining these two roles together in one. And of course, different European Commission funded projects could help in looking for information and probably guidelines for I would say institutional changes, actually, but because right now at least here in Latvia, we do not have such a important role of research managers. Usually the researchers themselves are the leaders and proposing these different activities and guiding the team. But however, so what would you say if we look at both projects that you are part of, EARMA and Research Managers Roadmap, how do they could contribute to the recognition of research management manager as a professional field?
Just to clarify, EARMA is the European Association of Research Managers and Administration, whereas RM Roadmap is a funded project led by EARMA, coordinated by EARMA. So let's take these two separately. Looking at the role of EARMA, I would say that it has been catalytic and still is critical for pursuing the recognition of research management as a profession. The establishment of any new profession requires some basic constituents. You need a critical mass of professionals with a common voice, a well-defined body of knowledge. You need standardized and accredited training and education, including professional certification programs and continuous professional development opportunities, as well as ethical codes and conduct. Once you have all the above, then strong advocacy efforts in all directions are needed to raise awareness about the value and impact of research management as a profession and to promote the official recognition of the profession at a national level. In all of these, EARMA has been spearheading activities on the European level for several years now. Uh, In fact, it's one of the things that EARMA puts a lot of focus on. Characteristic is that one of the standing committees is the Professional Development and Recognition Committee, which I have the honor to chair since 2023, and which has among its purposes to make recommendations to the board on actions to advance the recognition of research management and administration as a profession. For this, the committee constantly maintains itself up to date in worldwide best practices, analyzes the European state of play, and carries out a series of activities for promoting the recognition of the research management profession. At the same time, EARMA has been representing and promoting the interests of research managers in the Brussels decision making circles, and it seems that all these efforts are finally paying off. It is worth mentioning that the European Commission is showing concrete signs of understanding the need of this professional community and is putting forward specific actions in this direction. You may know that the Commission included Action 17 in the first ERA policy agenda, which is a research management initiative that recognizes the importance of proper management as a backbone of efficient research and innovation systems, and that a strong community of research managers is essential for excellent hubs in knowledge creation and innovation. In addition, the Commission has further demonstrated its commitment to supporting the recognition and professionalization of ORMAs through the funding of two projects, as you mentioned, the RM Roadmap project, which is coordinated by EARMA, and its sister project, CARDEA. These projects are currently spearheading the activities and paving the way for European recognition and development of research management as a professional field. Now, looking into the project, the RM Roadmap project, and how the project contributes to the recognition, um, it would be worth mentioning or starting off by saying that research management as a professional field has been developing rather randomly or independently in different European countries. A number of countries have already recognized the added value of research managers in the research value chain, whereas, as you also mentioned, other countries still treat research management as yet another set of bureaucratic processes which can be performed as a side activity by researchers or even worse, by untrained professionals. Yet, when one compares the research productivity among these countries, it becomes evident that when including well trained research support professionals in the research life cycle, this maximizes efficiency and impact of research and allows researchers to do what they have been trained and what they like to do, which is research. As a result, countries which utilize professional research managers remain competitive and enjoy the social and economic benefits of knowledge-based economies. How the RM Roadmap project works, basically, it follows a bottom-up co-creation process, as we like to refer to it, during which experiences, know-how, and best practices from all European countries are being collected. We then combine this information with solid evidence, which is backed up by real data on the added value and the impact that research managers bring to their communities. And combining this RM roadmap with will deliver what we call a business case, which will practically raise awareness, convince even the most skeptical of the necessity for developing and engaging with research managers professionals. This will be, of course, widely communicated to all relevant stakeholders, both in the research communities as well as on the policy level. In addition, RM Roadmap is currently mapping all professional development opportunities and offerings throughout Europe. These opportunities will be made openly accessible so that research managers can easily find available offerings to fill in their knowledge gaps and promote lifelong learning opportunities. At the same time, RM Roadmap will compare the training needs with the current offerings in order to identify any gaps in the offerings per country and per community of practice, and promote the creation of new training opportunities wherever these gaps are identified. Finally, maybe the most important deliverable of the RM Roadmap project, in which I am happy to say that the Cyprus Institute is and will have a significant role and contribution, is the RM Roadmap itself. So the research manager's roadmap will take into account all the work performed within the project, the outcomes of the workshops, the seminars, all the advice and input collected from all relevant stakeholders, and will form the bottom-up consensus document for the future of research management in Europe. This will include, for example, recommendations on how to improve the research management system in Europe as a whole, but also in individual countries, as well as concrete recommendations for future actions, both at the national as well as on the EU level, towards the establishment and recognition of the research management profession.
This sounds very optimistic. I hope that it will be focused on this its main goal, and we in the end we will have really developed the professional standard of a research manager that will only support more and more the researchers in their ambition. So thank you very much, Michael. It was very inspiring. We will keep up exploring on this topic together with your colleagues later on. But thank you that you just put us on the same page and we now at least understand where we stand and what we are striving for. And of course, I would like to mention all also to our listeners that all the links to the possible sources that you can find more information, we will definitely put it on our social media pages. Thank you very much, Michael, once again.
Welcome Borana Taraj, who is the head of European projects at the European Association of Research Managers and Administrators with a background in development economics, international relations, and European studies. She manages the European projects portfolio and related communities, and she supervises the EARMA EU projects team. She is coordinating the RM Roadmap project with Nick Clayson, EARMA's managing director. Before joining EARMA, Borana worked at the European University Association Research and Innovation Department, as well as the Belgian-Italian Chamber of Commerce, Ernst & Young, and the European Commission. Welcome, Borana. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning, and thank you so much, Jakob and Daria, for having me. Very glad to be here.
Could you please explain in your own words the role of a research manager?
Yes, of course. When we speak about research managers, the term covers a wide range of experts at different professional levels, bearing specific knowledge. So this can be streamlining, facilitating the planning, the development, management, administration, communication, and valorization of research and innovation, but also to ensure compliance with policy objectives, funding program requirements, financial rules, and legal regulations, to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of research and innovation projects and systems, and to enhance the impact of research and innovation on the society. However, defining research management is a complex task due to the diverse and constantly evolving nature of the profession. So we see that the complexity of the research management roles and responsibilities makes clear identification challenging, hindering also the establishment of a professional identity. We have looked also at the literature, which depicts different approaches and terminologies without generating consensus of any of them. So I like also to bring the European landscape into place when we are working in the framework of the European research area. There is one action 17, on research management, where in collaboration also with the two pilot projects funded by the European Commission, such as RM Roadmap and CARDEA, we are collectively working to build consensus and an evidence for a common approach to the definition. So while it is somehow challenging to respond to you in one go, I also want to highlight that research managers are based in all types of research performing organizations, including public, private universities, research institutes, but also research funding organizations, agencies, related policy-making bodies, medical institutions, NGOs, as well as companies. So that means that this is a very, very wide profession across the whole landscape of research and innovation.
Thank you, Borana, for this nice overview.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. I think that makes a lot of sense. That the research manager position is something that's very broad and very and not yet perfectly defined. And I think I would love it if you could actually drawing from that, explain the mission of the RM Roadmap project and how it aims to impact the research management community, and potentially how that affects the role of the research manager itself.
Yes, indeed. So in RM Roadmap, our mission is specifically addressing the profession of research and management at wide. But first of all, I want to start from stressing that the project is designed to be the most comprehensive co-creation exercise for research management that has ever been performed in Europe. When we look at, indeed, that is maybe a bit surprising at first, but I will say a bit more why we are looking at such a Europe-wide landscape with the RM Roadmap project. So we have some data that have been collected by RM Roadmap, but also from other projects or from other initiatives and surveys in the past. And when we see at the picture of the state of the research management profession, this can be summarized as a lack of a coherent and generally agreed upon description of research management as a profession. There is an unclear description and evidence of the value proposition, a lack of recognition of research management as a profession, and an insufficient framework conditions to enable a strong research management community, including career paths, training, and professional development opportunities. So this is for the research management profession per se, but there are consequences also at the macro area. In terms of the European research area, these are significant because European research and innovation system, they become slow and inefficient in adapting and responding to the overall challenges. We also have a reduced research productivity due to lack of support, leading to inefficient innovation and knowledge transfer. There is also talent drain from Europe due to inadequate research management expertise and support to researchers. And we also witness lost networking and collaboration opportunities due to inadequate facilitation. This is somehow the grim picture, but of course, in RM Roadmap, we are addressing this challenge. And there is an ambitious, as I mentioned, co-creation approach to produce an evidence base for strengthening the European research area and drawing a roadmap for harnessing the full potential of European research management. So concretely, just maybe very shortly, I would like to summarize what we are doing concretely on RM Roadmap. We have created a strong, interactive, and inclusive European community by establishing a network of research of RM Roadmap ambassadors who will deliver solutions to the challenges and the goals of the European Research Area Action 17 in particular on research management. Namely, we are addressing 4 areas: upskilling, networking, recognition, and capacity building. And this exercise is also supported by main data collection efforts of RM Roadmap, including surveys and desk research for the existing training, career development opportunities as well.
So what are some of the key outcomes of the RM Roadmap project so far, and how have they benefited research managers, knowing the plan and the issues that you're trying to address?
Okay, so first of all, we are now at about 2 full years after the start of the project in 2022. So we have 1 year more to go, but of course, we can already share some of the key outcomes today as they stand today. And of course, next year, the results and the outcomes will be finalized and even more comprehensive than what we have right now. To start, we have already established a lively and dynamic network of about 150 European ambassadors across 40, I want to highlight 40 countries in Europe, so it's very wide. And across 10 thematic areas, we are, for example, covering grant officers, policy advisors, project managers, impact officers, and many others. And almost 2,000 have now already connected on an online knowledge and community platform. So we have established this online and knowledge and community platform where the community, research management community, can participate in discussions. And we have already had 2 of these co-creation, Europe-wide co-creation exercises, and we have a series of generated consensus documents across Europe. And also we are finalizing some reports as a summary of these discussions. One of these discussions, I would like to bring to you today some of the results, because we have gathered the main national associations for research managers in Europe, be these formal associations with a legal basis or informal networks. And we have released at the beginning of 2024 a report on the landscape, the national networks and associations. So some interesting facts that I want to highlight is that if this report, of course, is public, and we have tried to include this on several channels online, there is 28 countries that are mentioning the existence of national initiatives, formal or informal networks or associations relevant for research management. So within the report, we have collected more than 250 initiatives across 35 countries in Europe. In terms of national laws, because we looked also if there are any national laws or policies which are specifically mentioning research management as a profession, we have collected that 22 countries are indicating the existence or relevance of national law policies. And there are about 90 different laws or policies at national level that have been collected in the report. I want also to stress that these national reports cannot be used for benchmarking because, of course, we have relied on the voluntarily character of the participation through the network of ambassadors. But however, I think if you read the report, there is some very interesting cases. I want to highlight some. For example, many policy documents on research, innovation, and technology, they emphasize the importance of research management, but research managers in the broad sense are not mentioned as such. So these documents will rather focus on the researcher, the faculty's research policy, and the function and importance, for example, of the research council or the private and public partners. However, it's also interesting to see that there are countries where are more specifically starting to include research management as a profession in their national law. So there is one case, the case of Spain, when the national law was modified in 2022, recognizing the importance of technical staff and staff performing management, administration, and service functions as fundamental. So this is, for me, very interesting to see, and in line also with the European framework, where the Council, in its conclusion in 2022, for the first time recognized the growing need for the professionalization of science management at research performing and funding organization, including digital skills. And also at the same time, of course, called on the Commission to launch a pilot action for a Europe-wide networking program for science managers. So one of these pilot actions is the RM Roadmap project that we are today bringing the outcomes. If I might add just some more facts and outcomes that we have already gathered in our project. So in terms also of needs for research managers, what kinds of skills research managers should possess or must have, what kind of professional development, training, mobility, and networking opportunities, what career frameworks. We have collected this information in a Europe-wide survey. And we see that we have mobilized 2,500 people who have responded to the survey. And out of this 2,500, 1,500 are complete responses that we can process. And we will, at the second part of this year, we'll also issue some reports with the main summaries. So I think we see the relevance of the profession, growing nature of it, and yes, and also the eagerness, because I think it's very difficult to gather so many people and to respond to an online survey. I think there is really the momentum, as we call it, for research management in Europe. Looking so at the future, in the next months, we will consult again our community. And in addition to the topics that we have already addressed, we will also look again at skills and competencies for research managers, career paths, and professional development opportunities. So this will be somehow complementing the survey results, where we have addressed some of these needs, of course. And we will issue, finally, recommendations next year at European level.
Thank you for that extensive and very impressive picture of what you've been able to accomplish so far. And I think it's particularly impressive that you're able to collect these responses from these broad surveys, and you have so much knowledge and information at your fingertips that allows you to really address, and how do I say this? To make the most of the research management career path, and to guide people and guide research managers into the to the correct professions, and to help them and support them in order to enable them to be crucial members of the research community, which, as we discussed previously, would benefit the research community as a whole. So I think that's very impressive. And I'm curious, how can research managers and other stakeholders get involved and contribute to the RM Roadmap project, knowing all the good and all the work that you've already started 2 years ago?
Yes, definitely. So we are now 1 year left before the conclusion of the project, but there are still opportunities to contribute. We have a co-creation upcoming this November on career paths and professional development. So the community is warmly invited, actually, to still join the co-creation this November. At the beginning of next year, we will also organize workshops with high-level policymakers and stakeholders. So there is an opportunity also to join part of these workshops. And we are organizing a final dissemination event in June 2025. This will be a very important event for the project, as there we will spread the overarching roadmap. So the final, let's say, recommendations, bringing all them together in one document. That's why we call it an overarching roadmap for research management. And it's important that we have wide participation, because there is the sustainability of the project is important, that this roadmap then is also implemented after next year. And this we are relying also on the collaboration with the ambassador network and, of course, with the national association and the key stakeholders at European level as well. Of course, you can also follow us on social media and have a look also at the European Commission upcoming communication on the European research area and hopefully the dedicated actions on which impact the research management as well.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of EURAXESS Smart Talks.
We hope you enjoyed this episode and can't wait to share more with you next time.
You can follow us and find more episodes on the EURAXESS portal or wherever you listen to podcasts.
This episode was prepared by audio engineer Pavle Drashkovich, outreach manager Daria Aksionova, production manager Jacob Wiesenfeld, editors Isar Pier and Miroslav Trajanovic.
This episode is published under the Creative Commons CC BY license.
Thanks for listening.